every card in beta, one of.
They sold it though.
Oh, and apparently it got sold. Well, so much for that. But they did have it. That's pretty impressive. They had every card in beta. It's crazy. $30,000 was the asking price, already sold. Shows you how rare something like that is.
Yeah, it's being sold here this weekend, actually.
Really? That is insane. I mean, you think about beta of every card in the first run, that is absurd.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Build some cool legacy decks out of that one. So, all right, we've seen a lot of Tempered Steel beating up on things.
Yeah.
Griffin Valentine on Twitter says, so far we've been advertising decks as, come watch a cool deck be executed by Tempered Steel, right? So, what do you think is the key to beating this deck? We had to find out a way. What is it?
I mean,
what are we gonna do?
There's mass removal decks. It's like I said, like the problem right now is all these decks are trying to do this proactive strategy. Like they're trying to execute their own thing, and which weakens their approach against Tempered Steel. It's faster than them, and it kills them a turn faster. So I think like a control deck, like a blue-white actually dedicated control deck, might have a really good chance. It has some good removal. Oblivion Ring's good against Tempered Steel. Day Judgment's good against their Creature Rush.
And speaking of Day of Judgment, Alexander West showed me a blue-white control deck earlier, just like you were talking about. Blue-white, he's 3-0 right now. He's in the feature match table, and he has been cruising on this Day of Judgments all day long. He said they've been great for him, just bashing on top of Tempered Steel. Speaking of matches, we're about to go to a match between Hadi Shaibu and John Filak. Hadi's up in the first game.
I'm glad you said those names.
Well,
that was pretty impressive.
Had to try something out. So Hadi is up in the first game, so he picked up game number 1, and we'll have deck lists for you here in a second what these guys are playing. Looks like the game 2 is just kicking off.
I'm going to say since he's up a game, it's probably Tempered Steel.
Or Valakut.
Oh, yeah. Well, he just cracked a land.
I think is that a forest? Yep. So it looks like mono red on the right side.
Ooh.
Teetering Peaks can only mean one thing, right? Boros or mono red.
I mean, I have sideboarded Teetering Peaks in my Tempered Steel deck right away because I had active aggressions. I don't think that's the case, though.
No, he's trying to Burning Rage. There's Plated Geopedes. Okay, so he's got some more creatures. Some of them don't run the Plated Geopede engine anymore, which is crazy when you think 5/5 for 2, not good enough. But
I mean, it's how consistent all the other creatures are in the format.
Right. Hadu just has a land pass.
No 2-drop acceleration.
No 2-drop acceleration. Assuming he's playing Valakut.
If he's playing Valakut, then he probably has a Pyroclasm.
Possible.
And John probably has a bunch of creatures in his deck. I mean, if you didn't keep a 2-drop acceleration, you probably kept like a Pyroclasm.
Yeah, I agree. That's something to keep in mind. So whenever your opponent doesn't do what it seems like they should be doing, be very, very careful, because it probably means they kept that hand for a reason. They're not just going to keep a hand with no accelerator, you know? John cracks his fetch land, bringing his Geopede up to a 5/5 and serves in. Now, do you like that play, or would you rather hold the fetch land to try and beat a Pyroclasm?
It depends if you have another creature to play.
Well, sure, yeah. Also depends on if you want to use the third mana.
And there's also, they run Slagstorm as well.
That's true. Yeah, Slagstorm is a big one.
Yeah, I'm assuming that John's deck has a bunch of creatures in it. And usually I try to get the damage in, and I don't think he has another creature, and I think he's just going to play a Shrine. So serving in for the full amount of damage is probably a good thing.
So looks like, and the Burning Rage will begin to burn. Down comes the Shrine.
And there's a Lightning Bolt in his hand, I think. So what's Hadi gonna do here?
All right, Harrow for Hadi.
He's gonna probably have another 2-drop now.
Yeah, which is so maybe he'll go Harrow Pyroclasm, or
maybe he didn't progress his board.
Or nope, Harrow Ambergris. So interesting. So on turn 2, he decided not to search up anything.
Unless he top decked the Rampant Growth.
Unless he top decked, that's true. It's always an option. So he's up to 5 mana, still on par for his critical mass turn. If he has a land, Primeval Titan could be hitting the battlefield next turn. And, certainly threatening.
I mean, what's threatening, I think, is if there's another fetch land and a burn spell or two. Yeah. So we're starting to go to the dome. That's going to be scary.
Yeah, John is not messing around, and he throws Lightning Bolt right at Hadi's head, up in the counter on Shrine of Burning Rage, and he'll kick up it again to 2. And once again, so much damage, and Hadi has to be careful because he could go for Primeval Titan, and if John just has active aggression, the game is over.
I mean, that's the problem, though. Like, you can't really play around that.
Right, I mean, you have to do it. Active aggression is such a powerful card. The fact that it's a Marking Mutiny effect, but also just against Splinter Twin, you can just
it can
kill
actually
him.
Beat it.
I always think it's funny. It goes from I win the game into you win the game.
I also love that act aggression when you're in a Teetering Peaks deck. Like Boros, I always love doing that. Well, not with act aggression, obviously. It was more community.
Take your guy, Teetering Peaks.
Yeah.
Good one. I want a Teetering Peaks a Phantom Creature pretty badly. If my opponent goes like Turn of Phantasmal Bear, I go Teetering Peaks, target your guy.
Oh, my favorite is in M12 Limited, you're going to do this a lot. I love actually fireballing for, the exact amount of damage between a Phantom and a real creature.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So look.
Oh, there's a Bailoff now.
Okay, so Bailoff comes down for Hadi, going to gain him some life. And that'll put Hadi a little out of burn range, going to make John do a lot more work to accomplish his goal. And looks like John is going to throw a Stagger Shock at Hadi this turn, so going to go for the full 4. And nice little interaction there. Not only is it just Char, but it'll kick up the Shrine twice too. So Shrine is growing quickly, and Shrine of Burning Rage quickly becoming one of the most powerful cards in the red deck. You kick it up, and you can deal as easily 10, 11, 12, 13 points with it. I had a game where I just played Shrine on turn 2, Shrine on turn 3, and just bought a bunch of time and fired them off for 10 or 11 points each. Was easily game. Looks like John is going to activate the Shrine here on Hadi, and yep, that's it. Shrine is on the right number of counters. Once again, you just kick up that Shrine, and it gets really powerful really fast.
Mono Red can be really fast. I just ended up, looking away for a minute to get the computer set up, and that happens.
Yeah, so speaking of Mono Red, you're not a big Mono Red fan right now. Can you explain? Now, a lot of people saw the new cards come out. They're like, Grim Lava Mancer is going to be legal, all these cards are going to be legal, and we got really excited about Mono Red. You don't like Mono Red right now. Would you explain to everybody why that is?
Yeah, well, the reason I don't like it is because every deck that is, like, quote-unquote bad against it is going to have Core Firewalker, Ley Lines, and things like that, and the decks that it's, like, could be good against, like, or the other matchups are bad. Like, Valakut, I think, is kind of a 50-50. Vampires, I feel, has the edge in that matchup. Tempered Still seems really bad for Mono Red. And the new cards that got added don't really give it any depth. They're just copies of cards that they've already had. Like Incinerate is just going to deal the same amount of damage. Grim Lava Mancer deals 2, same as Goblin Guide. I feel like if you're playing Mono Red, you have to be doing something a little bit more explosive, like either Koth or Shrine. Like, those are the cards that I see win more games than just having multiple copies of the same spell.
Right, I mean, red decks are all about redundancy, for the most part, right? So you have a lot of Lightning Bolt-esque effects. The times when red decks are really powerful is when you have these weird effects you don't get very often, like Shrine of Burning Rage, which is just like, there's no red card really like that, right?
Or Searing Blaze.
Or Searing Blaze, exactly. And so that's when red decks are so powerful, and right now, you might be missing a little bit of an effect. Now, I think red decks might be okay, but I agree that you look down the matchups, it's like, I don't know if these are that good, but some players here have been doing well with them, so we'll find out. Mana Barb is a big card, especially out of the new set, that I think people always forget about that card. It was gone for a year, it's back. Some control decks just might not be able to beat a Mana Barb.
It makes me want to, like, start up with a Naya deck.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What would you play in your Naya deck?
I mean, Blade Splicer seems like the aggressive spell that you need. Like, I wanted, like, Birds of Paradise, Lotus Cobra, Blade Splicer, Hero, and the rest of it would just be metagame dependent. I just kind of like Naya as a deck, especially, like, you have the Scars of Mirrodin lands that are so good for a 3-color deck. It's just we haven't really gotten an aggressive deck that runs
And you
well.
still have Fauna Shaman, Vengevine Engine to run around for the next couple months too, which is certainly a big deal.
It just seems so slow. Like, I want to be casting Hero, and then you need so many spells against these combo decks, and that's why I actually haven't gotten it up. But, like, I really like Mana Barbs against decks like Valakut and things like that. They have to invest a lot of mana into killing you, and if you're attacking them a couple times, especially with cards like Blade Splicer or Hero, I think Mana Barbs just colds them. But we have the deck list now. I just want to see how many. So we've got 2 Bailoffs in the Valakut deck, and there's a Thopter Assembly
In the
on the sideboard. Yeah.
Whoa.
2 Wormcoil Engines as well, and he is running 2 Slake Storms main, no Pyroclasms.
Okay.
1 Oracle for his 4 Green Sun Zeniths. And then the other side, the mono red list is 4 Stormblood Berserker, which I think is a really interesting new card for the deck. 4 GOPs, 4 Goblin Guides, 4 Lava Mancer, 4 Lightning Bolt, 4 Searing Blaze, 4 Stagger Shock, 2 Burst Lightning, and 4 Shrine. Oh, and 3 Koth, which I think is a card that the deck does need to give it a little bit more edge. The sideboard, he has 2 extra aggressions and 2 mana barbs. 2 incinerate sideboard, just when you need a couple more burn spells.
I mean, I guess it's possible. Sometimes you see these really weird sideboard cards, and you're like, oh, I don't understand. Why is that in the sideboard? But, you're just working out your ins and outs of the deck. You're like, well, I want 2 more burn spells in this matchup.
And it's mono red, like,
there aren't that many cards you can play, right?
I do like that he has 3 Manic Vandals for the Tempered Stone.
I think that's good. I mean, might even want a 4th, to be honest.
I hope to see a game with Stormblood Berserker. When I saw the card, I was kind of like shocked that they actually made, what's the card called again? Ripclan?
Crash, sorry.
I forgot his name. Pretty
well,
bad.
I just had it.
Ripclan Crasher?
No. It's a Gore. It's the RG guy from Guild Packs.
Yeah, that's the same.
1/1 Bloodthirst 2 Trample.
Yeah, and except that card had Trample, which was pretty irrelevant, where this creature, like, it has to be blocked by 2. But, all right, the game's starting up. Forest, Mountain into Goblin Guide. It's one of the one ways that Goblin, or Mono Red on the draw can actually beat it.
That's what it is.
Scab Mauler, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is one of the one ways that Mono Red can race on the draw, is a Goblin Guide. So we're actually going to have a game.
Goblin Guide, one of the best things out there. Speaking of the Stormblood Berserker, that is a card that Red Mage Patrick Sullivan is playing this weekend. So for all
you know his record?
I do not know Patrick's record right now, but for all you Red aficionados out there, if you like Red and you should be listening to Patrick Sullivan, Stormblood Berserker is a good one to have. John serves in for 2 with this.
He gets to draw a card.
Goblin Guide is sometimes it's just a one-sided telepathy.
Yeah. Oh, and there we go.
And there's the Berserker.
Gotta read it. You will not be blocking me.
Primeval Titan, no blocks. Yeah, the Berserker seems great. And down comes
do
Mountain.
Do we have a Bailoff?
Oh, Solemn.
Solemn.
It's a good one. It can certainly block that Goblin Guide just
fine. But he
fine.
still gets, like, where if you attack with a 3/3, you want to block it and jump block and draw a card, where he's not even going to be able to do that.
Right. Oh, yeah, the Berserker is just awesome. It's funny, me and a friend were having a debate about if Scabclan Mauler would see any play if it was reprinted in M12. And it's funny they brought out this guy, and it's cool to see he's getting play now.
You guys actually had that conversation?
We had that conversation before M12 came out, yeah.
Oh, when you heard about Bloodthirst?
Oh, we heard about Bloodthirst.
I was like, you couldn't have done that blind.
No. It was before we'd seen any of the cards with Bloodthirst.
Yeah.
We were just talking about, like, well, what playable Bloodthirst cards were there? Well, would that even see play anymore, you know? So, interesting debate.
I mean, it was the most playable Bloodthirst creature back in the day. So, I mean, it seems like a logical thing to actually reprint something close to it.
Right. I mean, the multicolor thing doesn't work for the core set, but this guy's pretty close. All right, so it looks like John's going to serve in, opting not to attack with his Goblin, which I think is the correct play.
Oh, of course it is.
You don't always want to trade off with your Solemn. It's so obvious, and it's not a profitable trade
you
for you.
wouldn't just blind trade Solemn for a creature anyway. And is that another one? Or is that a plated Geopied? I don't know. I think that just might be another Berserker, but maybe foil.
We'll find out. Oh. All right, so Hadi takes the turn. I think that is a plated Geopied, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
All right, so Hadi's going to harrow away some lands and find 2 mountains, probably, or maybe a forest and a mountain. Forest and a
mountain. So he did not have land Titan.
All right, so no Titan, which I'm sure John is very happy about. And Hadi taps 2. Time to go exploring. Explorer is such a great card. It's just perfectly designed. It's fun to play. Every time you cast it, there could be a land on the other end.
And it's one of those acceleration cards that can do whatever you want it to. Like in the dream experience, it's like
right, exactly.
When you have it, you can actually get a spell.
Right, you put like Cloud Post into play or whatever you want to do. Right, it's insane. All right, so John draws a Shrine of Burning Rage. It's the only card I can really make out of his hand. See a lot of red spells.
I see a white border spell, which makes me think it's Mana Barbs.
Mana Barbs.
Is that or Incinerate?
Or Incinerate, yeah, that was the other one I was going to say. It's probably Mana Barbs. He cracked his mountain this turn.
And, yeah, I think if this comes down,
it's going to be rough times for Hadi. All right, well, we're going to find out. Once that Mana Barbs comes down, it is hard to get out from underneath that thing.
Especially at 13 life and you don't even have your Titan in play.
Yeah, and the red deck has just has such inevitability when there's mana barbs. Like the game just spirals out of the other player's control.
I mean, I would be, you know, if he drops a mana barbs here, I would give Hadi like a 0% chance of winning this game.
It would certainly take quite a feat. All right, so. All right, looks like John's gonna jump block with his Solemn, pick up a card.
And he is dropping the mana.
Oh, and there's the old school mana barbs. That is going to be rough times for Hadi Shaibu.
I mean, even if he drops Titan, then... Oh, he has a Nature's Claim.
Oh, okay, there we go. So Nature's Claims the mana barbs.
Why wouldn't he use his battle? Oh, he must not have a Titan.
And taps. Looking at that 4, it's going to ramp again.
I don't know if he doesn't have a Titan.
1, 2, 3, 4. Obstinate Bailoff.
He gave up a life point, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, especially against Mono Red. You cannot afford to give up. Every life point matters. You cannot afford to give up any edge.
I'm still going to go with my 0%er, though. I'm going with it.
So he plays Malin.
Oh, he has a Valakut, too. Okay, so I might be wrong. Well, he does get to serve 3 with the
Stormblade Berserkers. Although the next turn, it'll shut off the Berserkers because of that nice overgrown battlement. That Valakut really changes things. Every ramp or growth becomes a bolt now. You can control John's creatures.
This top deck can do a lot of spells.
Let's see what happens. John is trying to figure out.
Is he just going to pass?
Let's see. And all right, down comes Shrine of Burning Rage and Stormblood Berserkers.
That's good to have 2 of them.
Yeah, and Berserkers kicked up. Interesting card. Speaking cards, Patrick Sullivan is playing to combo with Berserkers. Patrick Sullivan is also playing the Goblin Fire Slinger out of M12.
Yeah, that one shocked me when I heard about that.
Yeah, because I guess it hits for 1 every turn.
Yep.
Gets around people like Squadron Hawking you and make sure those Berserkers are always on.
Oh man, I'm
Slag Storm.
My 0%er I think is dead in the water.
Slowly winding away, and now not only is John's board clear, but that Bailoff's going to come crunching in for 4 damage.
We have a Shrine. That's the last hope for John. He needs to top deck some burn spells.
And another battlement for Hadi. Now Hadi is out of cards. Playing off the top for both players. All right. So I think for John to win this game, he's just got to draw a sequence of burn spells, right? That's his out. That's all he's got. All right, 4 damage. Drop John to 15.
And he needs, what does he need? He's got 2 counters on it, so that's 4. He needs, I think he probably needs one of the next 2 cards, if not that, like one of the combination of the card he drew plus the other 2 to deal 6 damage, or he's not going to have enough time.
So Hadi goes for Exploring. Is this Primeval Titan? Oh, Green Sun Zenith.
And yeah, that's,
All right. So
I think I was a little off on my 0%. Sorry, everyone. Didn't think of the possibility that he'd actually kill the mana barbs.
All right, so he just goes with the Bailoff. That's the right play, probably, right? As long as he doesn't die.
Maybe. I mean, it's a 2-turn clock.
Because if he plays Titan, he could accidentally lose, but with Bailoff.
Is that a Stagger Shock, though?
That's Stagger Shock.
Ooh, that's an extra.
So Stagger Shock is going to drop Hadi down to 6, going to kick up that Shrine to 5.
Oh, no, he's going up to 14 with the Bailoff.
Right, so without the Bailoff, Hadi might have been just dead if John drew a burn spell here.
Yeah.
But with the Bailoff was a wise Zenith target. I thought he did well on that.
That was smart.
And so that Shrine is on 6 counters now. Hadi at 10 life. So still if John draws Lightning Bolt, though, he's got him.
No. Because his Shrine's only got like 5 counters on it.
It's got 6 counters on it right now.
It's at 6?
That's a 6, right? Or is that a 5?
I think it's 4.
If it's 5, it's not going to work. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Hadi serves in for 8, drops John down to 7 life, and he's got a mountain, Domi down to 4, 1 turn away.
You got to pill something. I mean, if it's a burn spell in hand, he has to cast it because the shrine costs so much mana to activate anyway. Or he might be at 7.
Oh, so that's a stagger shock off the top.
But he would need an extra.
But
land.
yeah, I don't think it's gonna do it. Oh, he's got the lands.
Does he? Is this it?
I think the stagger shock has to rebound.
Does it?
Let's see. So
yeah.
So shrine is on 6.
No, he just put a second counter on it, so that might mean it's 7. I wish we knew this.
The Star City Open Series. Well, we'd love the Star City Open Series. That banner bottom is a little bit clouding the number there. Sorry, we can't be perfect for you guys. All right, there's stagger shock.
And then
that might not be it. He's doing it so fast.
I think it's 8. Yeah.
That's it. Wow.
John got there with the burning rage.
So weren't that off on your 0%er, right?
Yeah.
Right on. Perfectly played. All right, so close match. Both players smiling.
I knew I had it the whole time.
John Filak takes it down with his mono red deck. Back in the booth, I'm Gavin Verhey here with Brad Nelson. Just called the 0%er.
Yep.
And
got lucky.
and